Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Sister to Sister Connection Talk Show. My name is Leticia Campbell, and I have my amazing co host, Miss Twonta Davis Jones, baby. So, we have a good topic to talk to you guys about today. So, hope you all are ready for it. If you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and type in hashtag replay and subscribe to wherever channels that we have. Go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. So before we hopped on the show, Tawanta and I were just like recapping on our week, and it's so interesting because tonight's topic is in relevance to that, right? And I'm gonna have Tawanta go ahead and explain, what the topic is gonna be about. But y'all, listen, there's storms and chaos everywhere. I think there's people in our lives that love chaos. Maybe we've been a little bit chaotic to ourselves in the past. I know I was. Sometimes we're our own worst enemies. But we're going to dive into that. Our theme is still the same. It's going to be the same all summer long, summer breeze. We want you guys to imagine yourself sitting on a beach and really thinking about, where do you see yourself in the next 90 days? Where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10 years? And really being excited about what's to come instead of what you lost or what you don't have. I know I'm excited. I'm so excited about what's to come and not about the things I've lost or the things I don't have anymore. So I hope you guys are too. Go ahead, Twanta.
Yeah, man. Look, we have been, like you said, girl, in a storm. The chaos is it's just a whole lot. I mean, I'm still in my storm. I mean, had a storm. What was it, last week? Last week, girl, and got a call from one of my daughters, and she's like, "Are you on your way home?" I'm like, "Yeah." And because I was out and went to an event at my church, and she called me up and she said, "Well, I'll tell you when you get home." I was like, "Okay, everything's all right." She's like, "I'll tell you when I get home." And I was like, "Wait, is Naya home?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." And so maybe 20 minutes I got in, and my baby was crying. She was so upset and everything because she, just, saw her dad in a very uncompromising situation.
Wow.
It freaked her out.
Yeah.
It freaked her out. And,
Yeah. That's
she was
trauma.
just, yes,
Yeah.
girl,
She'll never forget that.
no.
I don't know what it is, but I know, it's traumatizing when it's a parent.
Girl. And I had to console her and calm her down, all those things or what have you. And, because she didn't want me to, to get ballistic mad, because she know how I can get and everything. But, girl, I'm telling you, while we go through these storms, we also have to learn about how to, how to stay under the umbrella of safety, and to, learn how to really minimize, our emotions,
Emotions, yeah.
because we know how that routine goes. When the fool acts a fool, you're gonna go off because it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
But after a while, as you going through this process of, learning more about yourself and understanding the dynamics of this chaos that you're dealing with, you come to the point like, okay, well, Lord, you're gonna have to help me through this because
Yes.
I
Amen.
don't want to continue to go through this to the point it starts to get me emotionally,
Yeah.
mentally, physically sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't deal with it no more. And just like my
Right.
baby, she's like, I don't know how much more I can handle this, mom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that broke my heart when she said that because I know she's been carrying so much, which I told her not to carry so much. But listen, ladies, what we share, it's real because
It's real.
so many of
We
you
wish it
ladies,
wasn't real.
girl, we wish it was a nightmare we
That's
could just wake up from. Okay,
right. Right. I feel the same way. Yeah.
girl. But
Mm-hmm.
but the reality is,
It's
people are
what it is.
going
What we
through
have.
some traumatic situations, and it's been ongoing for quite some time.
Sometimes.
So tonight, I came up with the topic here, and I said, we're gonna talk about this. Yeah, it's gonna get a little deep, but it's
Mm-hmm.
necessary because it's all about information more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much about how they used to say it, like I can't even describe it, but it's not about like really, pampering
Mm,
the wound. It's
mm-hmm,
about really starting to identifying the wound and how to
mm-hmm.
really heal the wound
That's
properly.
right. That's right.
Okay. So for our topic tonight, ladies, it's called, of course, we know summer breeze as the theme, as Tisha said, but peace in the midst of
Mm-hmm,
chaos. How to have peace in the midst of chaos.
mm-hmm,
We got some points we're gonna share. We're gonna talk about it. And I try to be as quick as I can because I, went a little bit lengthy on each one, but I'm gonna try just to improvise as much as I can due to sake of time. But I really want us to talk about this a little bit more because, again, ladies, as we are in the latter part of summer, and
mm-hmm,
we're in August. So next month is pretty much like fall season month.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We don't want to bring that kind of chaos back into a new season. You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying?
That's right.
We don't want to bring that stuff back. We've been
Mm-hmm,
there, done that too much, and
mm-hmm,
it's time for us, that has been in toxic situations. It's time for us to start healing. Even
mm-hmm,
if you are still in the middle of that storm, yet there's still peace in that storm,
mm-hmm.
within that storm. So we're going to talk about it. Okay. So any of you queens that's watching this replay, please, comment and let us know if you have, if you are currently in a storm yourself,
Mm-hmm.
or if you just recently, God helped you through that storm, you finally
Right.
out of it, and now you are just, learning how to walk in your new purpose. You start
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
walk in
Walking
your
your
new
new youth.
identity. Yeah, all
Mm-hmm.
those things. So let us know, right? Let us know. So let's get started. Tish, you want to add before we get started?
Oh yes, I mean, me too. The same thing.
Yeah,
Personally, for sure, have been going through, um, some chaos, if you will.
yeah, man.
At home
Yeah,
and at church. You know what I'm saying? So
yep.
it's a lot. And one thing we got to remember is that, and as you were sharing your story, this kept resonating over and over in my head. And is that
Mm-hmm.
God gives the most to his most strongest soldiers. So that's what I decide
Yeah,
to think about every time I'm going through
yeah,
all this chaos. I say, you know what? I must be a really, really strong soldier because of all the
yeah,
things that I've been going through personally. And we all know that sometimes your personal life affects your work life. Sometimes your personal situations. Hey, Karen, how you doing, love?
Karen.
Affects your business. But we can't let it. We got to be strong enough and courageous enough not to be moved because of the chaos, not to change
Right,
course because of the chaos, not to stop because of the chaos. We got to
right.
keep moving forward no matter what. No matter if you're going through an amazing time in your life or no matter if you're going through chaos in your life, you got to keep moving. You
Mm-hmm.
have to just keep moving. That's my biggest message for anybody who's going through chaos. Come up with a plan and
Yeah.
execute. Stay
Mm-hmm.
focused and execute. Go ahead, love.
Yeah, so and you tapping on one of the points, to be exact, to be honest with
Oh,
you. Yeah, you
really?
already
Yes.
tapping on
I
one
love
of them.
that.
We can get to it momentarily. So let's get started, ladies, with our first point tonight. So the
Hmm.
first thing, ladies, that we need to remind you guys to protect your peace, but stop feeding the chaos.
Yes. Stop feeding it. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
it's like a drug.
Yeah.
The person who's addicted to something, you want to keep
Yeah.
feeding it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's what a narcissist does. They want
Yeah.
you to feed them with your outbursts, with your upbeat, and you have every right to be upset. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking
Of
you one
course. Yeah.
bit,
We
but
acknowledge
they
that. Yeah.
use it. They
Yeah.
use it to their advantage, and
Right.
they will go ahead and start gaslighting and manipulating and tripping
Right.
you up, and then you start to like go through this debate back and forth,
Hmm.
back and forth, back and forth.
For
So,
weeks,
girl,
months. Yes.
ooh,
A long time.
girl,
And it wears you out.
it
Spiritually,
does.
mentally,
It
it wears you out. Go ahead, sis.
does.
Hmm.
Yes. So let's talk about it, ladies. So chaos, often begins long before the crisis. Okay.
Hmm.
It grows through unhealthy relationships.
Hmm.
So let's make that clear, ladies, that if you are dealing with a toxic relationship, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a parent,
Hmm.
whether it's a significant other, whether it's a relative, right? You got to understand that this relationship, it starts, within that person. and it's been unhealthy for a while. They never got it professionally taken care of. They
Mm-hmm.
never took accountability, all of those things. And when people do not take care of the issues, that thing starts to fester, and
Yeah,
it
it
starts
does.
to build, right? And it causes
Mm-hmm.
chaos in their lives, and
Mm-hmm.
eventually they start to spew that poison to an innocent person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it grows through unhealthy relationships,
Mm-hmm.
emotional manipulation,
Mm-hmm.
hello, toxic environments,
Mm-hmm.
and believing the lies others speak over our lives. So
Mm-hmm.
women who have experienced narcissistic relationships often carry invisible wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the one of them is feeling like they are never enough, and Lord
Mm-hmm.
knows I've been there, done that, and
Yep.
still fighting that on a
Mm-hmm.
regular, still
Mm-hmm.
fighting that, y'all, because if you've been in a relationship for more than a decade or more than 2 decades,
Mm-hmm.
trust me, even when you didn't know you were
It's a
being
lot of
groomed,
damage. Lots of damage.
girl,
Mm-hmm.
when you didn't even know you being groomed,
Mm-hmm.
baby, you will see it, you will sense
Mm-hmm.
it, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what is going on, right? So
Mm-hmm.
never feel like you are never enough. Constant criticism and
Mm-hmm.
emotional manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people are dealing with that now. It's not just in marriage, but it's also in a relationship with your parents or with
Mm-hmm.
relatives, even with
Business.
business, even with
Mm-hmm.
neighbors, even with friends, all of
Mm-hmm.
that. So it applies to anybody and everybody in your circle, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that you have encountered this type of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Walking on eggshells to avoid
Mm-hmm.
conflict, losing confidence, and losing your identity.
Yep.
So yeah, it also continues with betrayal from your
Yeah.
family, your friends, your co-workers, even your loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
They can create deep emotional scars. So ladies, comment below, let us know if we are hitting the mark right now. For some of
Let
you,
us know.
let us know, okay? Because here's the thing, you are not alone. You
Nope.
are not by yourself, because sometimes this can isolate you and have you to believe that you are the only one that's going through this
Going
hell,
through it. Yeah.
because it's
And you're
hell.
not. And you're not
Okay,
going. You're
so
not the only
just
one.
let us know, right? So when it comes to job loss, other things, like besides the toxic situation, job loss can be a problem too. Financial struggles, all of these things can cause fear, anxiety, and sometimes hopelessness for some. So however, though, peace, let's talk about that peace. Peace begins the moment you
Mm.
decide your
Mm-hmm.
emotional well-being matters,
Matters. Yep. And you matter.
and
Yeah.
you matter. So instead
Mm-hmm.
of asking, like, why did this happen to me? And I've been there. I said it many, many times when I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
anything about narcissistic behavior. I
Mm-hmm.
always say, why did this happen to me? But instead of saying that, start asking, what is God teaching me through
Mm-hmm.
this season?
Yes.
That's what you
Yes.
need to start asking. Lord, what are you showing me? What are you teaching me? Help me to be at peace. Help me to minimize my temperament, and really
Mm-hmm.
help me to see what are you showing me right now, right?
Right.
So
Right.
let's talk about ways to protecting your peace. Set healthy emotional boundaries. We talk about this
Yes.
numerous of times, but we got to keep repeating this, because unfortunately, when you go, you in your moment of solitude and it's all good, but then here
Mm-hmm.
comes the real test when you go back into that
To the
environment.
situation. Yes, that's true.
Yes,
That's true.
So again, we want to remind you, ladies, write these things down so you
Mm-hmm.
can have it for yourself, but set healthy emotional boundaries. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
limit access to people who constantly drain your energy, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to just go ahead and just cross the names on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Because if people have been draining your energy, you don't need them. You
You
don't
don't
need
need it.
them.
Nope.
Okay. Refuse to argue. Oh, this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Refuse to argue with people committed to
Mm-hmm.
misunderstanding
It's
you.
just committed to it. You're wrong no matter no matter which way you try.
Preach,
Even
girl.
even when you
Okay.
have facts, evidence, screenshots, video, they make you think something with with the peripheral vision of your eyes or something. It's like, wait, well,
Girl, I'm
a
telling
lot.
you, no
It's
matter how
crazy.
much documentation or how much
They're
visualization you got,
committed to
they
saying you're
are
wrong.
committed to
Yeah,
misunderstanding you,
yeah.
right? So stop explaining yourself too. Here's another one. Stop explaining yourself to people who have already judged you.
Already judged you. You're already that villain in their
Girl,
book. In their book,
in their
you've
book.
already that villain. You already that. Oh, you argue too much. You
Come
this and that.
on.
And you want. They already have you as that label. You know.
Ooh, child.
Yeah.
And here's the
Yeah.
thing that's really tripping me out with people like that. They start grooming the people closest to you. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's so evil and nasty, which I hate that spirit, is that
It's a spirit.
they start attacking your children.
It is an evil spirit. That's I have
They
to. I
start
have to. I
grooming.
don't care what anybody says.
Yes, for
it's
real, for
it's an
real.
evil spirit. And
Okay, it really,
yeah.
really is. So,
Yeah.
ladies, let's talk a little bit more. Now, let me ask you this quick question, right?
Hmm.
What situations or people, okay, continue to steal your joy, your peace,
Hmm. Hmm.
and what boundary do you need to
Hmm.
establish today?
Today.
So, what situations or even people that continues to steal your
Hmm.
peace?
Hmm.
Okay, we gotta call a spade a spade. You gotta go
Hmm.
ahead and acknowledge it. You gotta go ahead and own that. You gotta go
Hmm.
ahead and speak it out.
Hmm.
Don't
Hmm.
continue to cover it, or you know how sometimes you don't know the whole depth of why the person acting where you act they act, but you go ahead and still continue to cover up for them. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, oh, he just having a bad day.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
he just been things just been going
You
crazy at
making
work,
excuses every
making
time for
excuses,
them.
but and dang on well they ain't true.
Absolutely.
Go ahead,
Absolutely.
Tisha. Go on, girl.
Oh,
Come on.
oh my God. I have to say, Twonta, and those of you who are watching, if we had this same topic about 2 years ago, I would barely really say much or even contribute
Yeah,
anything to it.
yeah.
Because me personally, I wasn't, not ready at the time to really be open, but I am today.
Come
What
on.
I have to say is when I first heard the word narcissist, right? It was so crazy. I used to follow this lady. I still follow her on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot her name. She's a Indian looking lady. I know she was on
Oh, I know
Jada
who you're
Pickett's
talking about.
Red Table Talk. And I'm so
Yes.
sorry y'all forgot her name.
Yeah, I know who
Because
you're
if
talking
I
about.
remembered her name, I would literally tell you guys because she was like
Yes.
she like saved my life, hands
Yeah.
down. I
Yep.
remember, and if y'all know the name, put it in the chat. Teresa, if you know the name, put in the chat. She's an Indian looking lady, long
Yep.
hair. She's probably in
Yeah.
her 50s, late 50s, and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how her content
Yeah.
came up on my screen because again I didn't know what the word narcissist was
Me either.
or
Right.
toxic abuser was.
Yeah.
For me, especially growing up, abuse was always like, oh, you're getting physical, like you
Mm-hmm.
something
Mm-hmm.
physical harm has
Yeah.
happened to you.
Yeah.
I've never been taught that there's a such thing as emotional abuse, right?
Right. Right.
So
Right.
when I was listening to her videos and she was breaking down the I think it's like 5 or 6 traits of a narcissism,
Mm-hmm.
and I was sitting on, I literally, Tawanta, in that moment, I felt like relief because when you put a
Yeah.
name to something, it
Yeah.
makes you feel like, well, oh no, I'm not crazy, or
Right.
this person gets what I'm going
Yep.
through,
Amen.
right? So I was literally watching every single video like it was a Netflix series. Like I binge watch her content
Yep. Yep.
24/7.
Yep.
It was great watching her. She identified the different things of toxic abuse, narcissism abuse, all that. So I
Mm-hmm.
really haven't put a name. Then I started to follow a gentleman who he is a diagnosed narcissist. He actually went and sat with the therapist and he's diagnosed. So he's knowing that is difference with diagnosed narcissists and undiagnosed
Mm-hmm.
narcissistic people. He knows he's diagnosed, so he takes certain medications and certain things to help him
Mm-hmm.
not have these flare-ups of narcissism. So I liked watching him because he was more of telling me like what to do
Yeah.
in the situation. She
Mm-hmm.
was more the Indian lady was more of the awareness side. Like she built my awareness on what narcissism and toxic abuse is.
Okay.
He sort of gave the solution of how to handle it. No contact, gray rocking, like all these different things you can
Yeah.
do while you're in the situation on how to handle
Yeah.
it so you don't blow up and go crazy. Because some people do. Some people literally
Mm-hmm.
Have a yeah, what she say? Yes, he found me too. Lee Ramick or yeah, yes, Lee Hammock is the gentleman. That's that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Karen got the name. Lee Hammock, yeah. He used to have locks, like dreadlocks, now he has short hair. But
Okay.
watching him as a diagnosed narcissist, it really, really helped me. Then I started to follow a white gentleman named Alex, and he's also a diagnosed narcissist. So they gave me more of like, okay, I can actually get through this, you know.
Yeah.
And she gave me more of the awareness side. So for me, I feel like no matter what relationship that you're in, there's always a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you get into that in the first place? So I'm going to share me. You know, my father
Yeah.
died. You know what I'm saying? And he died back in 201, and then
Mm-hmm.
shortly after that, you know, I got into my toxic relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I never got to have the opportunity to grieve him. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It was sort of
Right.
like I had that, and not even a year later, I jumped right into
Mm-hmm.
a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I grew. I felt like I was grieving, but really I wasn't. And I
Right.
feel like a lot of people go through whether they're having a loss or separation or just like they're feeling something. This trauma has left
Yeah.
them. So for me,
Yeah.
that was my story. You
Sure.
know. So I, for those of you who are watching, when it comes to feeding the chaos,
Mm-hmm.
you guys got to understand we all have a role to play in this. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? We all have to really hold ourselves accountable for where we're at today
Yeah.
and what we're going to do moving forward. So how I protect my peace is the same thing as this topic is that you don't feed the chaos. You know, no matter what, no matter if you come at it in the most peaceful way,
Yep.
know that the end goal is always going to be a chaotic situation. So you
Mm-hmm.
got to see, you got to know who's in front of you and who they
Mm-hmm.
truly are and
Right.
what they're truly capable of,
Yeah.
you know, and really handle it that way in an accordant way. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you're
Mm-hmm.
not crazy, you're not deranged, and all the things. But we got to understand. You got to ask yourself. I sit down and ask myself, well, where did this all started? How did I get here?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, I made a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I made a choice, and even after I knew what this type of situation was, I still continue to choose to be involved in that situation, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling somebody this years ago, this 2 years ago, I was sitting on the couch and I was like, I understand why women stay in emotionally abusive relationships. It is one of the hardest relationships to leave,
It
whether it be a
is.
friendship, a business relationship,
Yeah.
or marriage. It is super hard emotionally to leave because
Mm-hmm.
even when you're gone, even when you say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is it.
Yeah.
Now the reprogramming it's still in my mind. Even after 2 years, I'm still constantly reprogramming how I
Mm-hmm.
communicate with men, how
Mm-hmm.
I handle conflicts with men. Now
Mm-hmm.
that I'm around normal men, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I'm literally have to constantly catch myself, Twonta. It's almost to the point where I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Why am I thinking
Mm-hmm.
like this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like they make you think that the world is against you. They make you
Right.
think
Right.
that,
Right.
you know, your opinion doesn't matter, so you don't speak up as
Mm-hmm.
much. And then when somebody asks you, like one of my business partners was asking me today, he's like, well, how do you feel about this? I'm like, it's okay. But really, I wasn't okay. I was like, I really didn't want to say that, but in my mind I
Yeah.
didn't want to come out and say it because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. So he was like, if
Sure.
you hurt my feelings, so what?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Like, what's the big deal? Okay,
Yeah.
if you hurt my feelings, we'll get through it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like it's you guys. So I know some of y'all who watching are like, wait, that sounds crazy that you think that, but I'm telling you, sometimes coming out of these relationships, you got to reprogram your mind.
Yep.
You know, every conversation you have, every situation you have, so you can still continue this chaos long after you're out of that relationship, just by
Mm-hmm.
you assuming things, assuming that the ceiling's going to come down, or assuming that if a person says, well, I want to, like, now people like, okay, they'll text me, oh, I'll talk to you, I want to talk to you later on. I'm like, no, tell me now. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Tisha, listen, later on, maybe they're going to be available. They won't be interrupted. And they just want to have a normal conversation. I
Yeah.
automatically think, oh, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
worst. So
Right.
you guys see how that can be chaos within my
Yeah.
internal
Yep.
self.
Yep.
So we got to
Yep.
really not
Yep.
stop the chaos on the outside and on the inside
And on
so
the
that we can
inside.
just not put our bodies through this traumatic
Mm-hmm.
roller coaster 24/7.
Yep.
Because honestly, anything that you know that toxic person does, it doesn't affect me, period, at all. Like, they could
Hmm.
be yelling in my face. They could be, don't, I'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
doesn't affect me. I pray constantly for them. I pray, even like people that, some people at my church, they get on my nerves, things like that. I
Hmm.
pray, I wish and hope that whatever demon that was in them, or whatever the challenges they battle in, that they be able to release it in Jesus' name. You know what I'm saying? And until that happens, we gotta constantly stay calm and
Yeah.
not put feet into the chaos. And I know, and this is the last thing I'm going to say,
Sure.
the reason why you're probably, those of you who are watching, feed into the chaos, because you trying to defend yourself against, just like Twonta said,
Yeah.
somebody who already has a label on your forehead already.
Yep. Yep.
Already has a label. So it's
Yep.
no point. So getting to that point where, so, and this is what, even what I learned watching Lee Hammock, don't
Mm-hmm.
defend, and even the Indian lady, don't defend,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't make excuses,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
And don't fester the conversation, because again, you're gonna go nowhere.
Nope. Nowhere.
Okay, it's not gonna go
Nowhere.
anywhere.
I can't tell you how many times I had wondered what I was going to be introduced to when I
Mm-hmm.
came home from work.
Same here.
This was
Same here.
years ago. This was years
Mm-hmm.
ago when I didn't know nothing about narcissistic
Mm-hmm.
behavior. I didn't even know the word. Now I
Mm-hmm.
remember in 2016, because that's when it was starting to pop out during that time on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it and I was like, what is that
Mm-hmm.
word? And it looked evil.
Yeah, it
You
is,
know?
because it's almost like you're dealing with a chameleon. And when you
Yeah.
really study it, they do have that trait of
Mm-hmm.
where it's almost like if they attach themselves to this backdrop, they'll turn the same color and the same
Mm-hmm.
texture.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Yep.
when you watch a movie of like possession and all the things, that's what they are internally. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what, you don't know
Like a Dr.
what you're going
Jekyll,
to get.
Mr. Hyde kind of
You don't
personality.
know, you don't know who you're talking to on a given basis, or what
Yeah.
personality is going, you're going to come home and deal with.
Yeah.
Like, there was time, I remember I used to work in Manhattan, and never forget this. I used to literally dread coming home, because I'd be like, oh my God, I wish I lived in this city and be on my own, stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I got kids at home I gotta come home to. And that was the reason. I remember going on business trips and
I
being,
hear
I have
you.
a video of me on the plane crying
Yeah. I remember you
because
talking
I
about
did
that.
not want to come home, you
Yeah.
know? And that's just the way it was for me for years,
Yep.
you know? But
Yep.
again, that's what we deal with.
Our stories are kind of similar because there are times when I didn't even want to go in the house. I just sit in the garage, sit in my car, pull up, and I just sit there and I'm like dreading
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the atmosphere. And even though I consecrate my house as much as I can,
Yeah.
still it's like it's a spiritual warfare. It really,
Mhm.
really is.
Mhm.
And you're just so drained, emotionally drained, tired, all of these
Mhm.
things. Because it's not so much. Not only are you tired from the person who is spewing that, but you're
Mhm.
also tired because you're defending and protecting your
Mhm.
babies.
Mhm. It's not like a fan is on
Oh, is it
in the
on
background.
loud?
Yeah.
Ooh. Let me wait.
That's a powerful fan. Y'all let me know.
Oh, where's my girl? This is
Oh.
Naya's. Where's her remote? I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. I didn't think. Oh, y'all can hear. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, is that better?
Okay, I think it's, yep, that's much better. That's
Okay.
much better. Yep, yep. That's a
And it was
strong
on
fan.
eight. It was on eight.
That's a strong fan.
She
That's
just
a,
bought it not too long ago. I think she got it from Amazon.
yeah, that's a strong fan. That's a good
But
fan.
nice and comfortable though. But yeah, I was just saying that it was
You
hard for me to really um to handle or to deal with what was going on. And
right.
when I found out about the word narcissist, when I saw it on Facebook, I was like, well, what is this all about?
Yeah, yeah,
And then I started to read a little bit
yeah,
on it,
yeah.
because people were posting more
Mm-hmm.
about
More
it.
posting. Yep.
Yeah, they were posting, and it was
Mm-hmm.
also being showcased on some podcasts
Mm-hmm.
and also like on some like those kind of like not documentaries, but those kind of like shows where they have like that doctor or somebody just having that
Mm-hmm.
kind of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just like, okay, let me see what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
And when I read about that, girl, just like you, I had to like,
Yeah. I was blown away. I don't think I'm really describing the feeling
Yeah,
that I had when that word. I've never heard of it before
me
that.
either.
Never.
Never,
Not even
never.
slightly, so, and I worked in the mental health industry for years, and that word never came up. And I think it just came more prevalent once COVID sort of ended. It started to become more out, more
Mm-hmm.
people more open, let me, if you
More
will, to
open,
talk
yeah,
about it. Yeah.
right. And especially with social media now, you
Yeah.
can definitely, people can be a little bit more, like you said, more open to talk about it more freely.
Yeah.
Because 20 some years, 30 some, 40 some, years late ago, that wasn't even like that back then.
Hmm. Hmm.
People just took what was, like, oh, she crazy or he crazy, or they just,
Right.
da 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 da. And you see, when you start to do your research and you start to get more involved in this thing,
Hmm.
my goodness,
It'll
you have
open your eyes.
it opens up your
And
eyes.
I think also a lot of people of power, or who are in like authoritative positions,
Yeah.
have that trait too. And so I think that's another reason why it has become such an open thing. But I know for me, I had to stop getting wrapped up in researching it and started to really focus on the healing, my personal healing,
Absolutely.
because I
Absolutely.
started to feel guilty for myself for the fact
Mm.
that I'm in the situation. So it was at one point, and
Oh,
I'm
of
just being
course.
honest with y'all. At one point, I was like, "All right, maybe this is my cards. I'm just going to accept it." At one point, I was thinking that I was like, this is I'm never going to get out of the situation, so I might as well just accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "No, no, no."
Yep.
I literally said no, and I
Yep.
insisted. I was just working on 2 years ago. I was like, I'm just going to focus on the healing
Yep.
side of it. Hmm.
Yep. Exactly. Same thing here. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think for a lot of us queens out here, this, like I said, this is so informative. I pray that those who are watching, I pray that you are really taking this at heart and really just applying it to whether or not this is something you have dealt with. If it's
Hmm.
not you personally, maybe it's someone closest to you that
Hmm.
has dealt with this type of, behavior,
Hmm.
and it would explain all those stories that
Hmm.
you heard from family members, arguments and
Hmm.
fights and all
Hmm.
this kind of stuff going on, and it
Hmm.
spewed from one generation to the
To the
next,
next, yeah, yeah. It.
and
I have to say, it's
yeah,
definitely a learned behavior.
it is a learned behavior, and it
It is.
definitely travels to the next generation
It
if you do
does. It
not nip
does.
that thing in the bud and take
Right.
and
And the
really.
reason why I say this is because when you
Mhm.
grow up in a household where there was not a lot of accountability, it does do something
Yes.
for the kids. I have to
Yeah.
say, me growing up, my parents was dead set on making sure we held ourselves accountable for stuff. We didn't get away with nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it was to the point where like I hate my mama, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and but it really made me understand to it really helped me to have empathy. And those of you who are watching, I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm saying. Like y'all have
Yeah.
a person of empathy really don't want to does not want to genuinely hurt people.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're willing to say sorry, hold themselves
Mhm.
accountable, and change.
Right.
So it's definitely a learned behavior.
It is a learned behavior, and
Yeah,
it's just, again, it's something that it takes a lot of time. It take years for most people. It will take some time. You're not going to meet much, even when you do separate or divorce yourself or whatever you do to finally be done with that part of your life. You got to go through that healing, and that
you
healing is
have
going to
to.
take some time. It's going
Yeah,
to take some time because
yeah.
that wound is so deep. It's like to the core. It's like at the root to the root, is if that
That's
makes
right.
sense,
And
you
I
know.
want to say this, those of
Mhm.
y'all who are watching, don't turn this
Yeah.
around and say, all right, let me save this person. Please
No.
do not do that.
Mm-mm.
Get yourself, put all caps, yourself into therapy. Get yourself into a
Yeah.
healing process. Only thing you can do is pray, because I'm telling you from experience, every time I try to save someone, it
Mm.
put me deeper in a hole.
Wow.
I'm trying to, in a hole, like a crab
Yep. Yeah.
board with a
Yeah.
board crab. I'm being pulled right back down. So save you,
Yeah.
you, save you and your children, save
Yep.
you and your community, whatever it is that you're
Yeah.
attached to. Don't go back and say, we're going to do therapy. We're going to go to the pastor. Well, no,
Mm-hmm.
it does
Mm-hmm.
not work, my love. I know
Yeah.
we all think that
Yeah.
We can save. No, God can. God can see them say we got. Don't listen. God could only save y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if we talking
Mm-hmm.
about a savior, God is the only savior.
Yep.
We can't even touch a candle to God,
No.
nor should we try to. Okay, because
Yeah.
what you're going to get is the fake accountability. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and it don't last that long. It's
Girl,
almost
it
like
don't
it,
last.
and this
Mm.
is what I learned from. I think her name is Dr. Newbar. I think her name is coming up in my
I
mind
think
now.
that sounds right. That
Yeah,
sounds like kind of sort of because I know exactly who you're talking
right.
about, and
It's
she's
almost
very
like they
detailed.
are a rubber band. All right, they
Yeah.
can stretch.
Yeah.
They'll come to a moment where they'll stretch, and you'll see a little change. You see a little progress, and then one day it goes right
Yep.
back into shape.
Yep.
It's like they can stretch for maybe they're good for 3 months. They're coming home
Mhm.
on time and they're doing all these
Yeah.
things.
Come
Everything's
on.
fine.
Come on.
Then one day,
Yep.
and I'm telling you, it's like a roller coaster.
It
You're
sure
going up
is.
and down, up and
Yeah,
down.
Lord.
And then you,
And that's how your mental starts to go out of whack. That's how your
yes,
because now you on walking on eggshells because you just don't know.
yes,
You just don't know what is coming at the house. You don't know
right.
if you coming in and you like, hey babe, how you doing?
Yep.
They like, hey,
Mm-hmm. What
what's
happened?
going on?
That's the discard phase.
Yes, yes,
Okay, I'm discarding you now. Discarding. Right? Then they bring you on back. Trick a little carrot in front of you. Oops,
girl,
take it right back. It's
girl.
it's almost when you think about it, it's the most fascinating thing when you're talking about it and you may not have gone through it. When you've
Yeah,
gone through it, it's
mhm.
painful to remember
It is.
because you remember all those
Yeah,
times that you compromised yourself.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, yep. That you
Not
can't help.
resuscitate. Yes, Lord, girl.
Yeah.
Do not go ahead and try
Don't.
to feed that.
Don't, because
Feed
you're
that
gonna go
into
right
that.
back down into a hole.
Yep.
I have to say, the more you get closer to God and really look, and there was times where I read the Bible and say, Lord, tell me. I would hear this person tell me all these things about myself. I'm this, I'm
Yeah.
that, I'm this, I'm that. It's the point. I went one day. I sat in my bed. I said, Lord, what do you say about me?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm reading out in the Word what God says about me. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, Lord, help me to accept what you
Mm-hmm.
say about me.
Mm-hmm.
And that became more louder than
Mm-hmm.
what they were saying about me. And that's how we really have to not feed into the chaos too, because it'll make you to the point where, like, I ain't gonna say nothing back to you. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever you think,
Yeah.
whatever. And I said this before. Whatever you think about me, if it's
Mm-hmm.
true to you, then it's true. Whatever
Yeah.
people tell me that you said about me, if they think that's true, okay, I'm not going to defend myself.
Come on.
Oh, such and such said you did this. Okay, you believe it. I'm fine. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to stop breathing
Yep.
or living. So go ahead and believe it.
I remember growing up too while mom was married to my stepdad. Again, we didn't know nothing about narcissistic behavior. It didn't
Mm,
exist. The name didn't
mm,
exist. But he was a narcissist too.
mm, mm,
And I remember countless of times when he walked out of the house or he never came home because
hmm.
alcohol was
Let's go to.
his go
Mm,
to,
mm,
and he will not show up. He will be MIA, not
mm,
just at the house but even at work. The boss will
mm,
call and like,
mm,
where do you see you? Have you seen it? And
mm,
then my mom would have an argument with him and kick him out, this, that, or whatever. I can tell you like maybe two, if not three times, my mom will approach me and she said, "He's ready to come back.
mm,
This he wants to come back home. What do you think?" Or something
mm,
like that way.
mm.
And I'm like, no.
No, heck no.
I was like, Mom, no,
Yeah,
because he's gonna do it all over again.
yeah, yeah,
And my mom, she fed the chaos.
yeah,
She didn't
yeah,
know better, but
yeah.
she fed the chaos. And he came back right back in.
Right
And
back
as you
in and do
said,
the
everything
same
was
thing.
all nice, everything
Mm-hmm.
was quiet,
Yeah.
everything was cordial.
Mm-hmm. And go right back
And
into
out
shape.
of nowhere, he is MIA, or he
Yep.
comes stamping drunk, or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. And I tell you, I lived that as a child, not
Yeah.
knowing what it was,
Right. Right.
until
Right.
I start studying this stuff. And then, like I said, all the memories of my
Start to come
family
back.
start
Yeah.
to
It
come.
will. Oh. Yep.
come back, and I'm like, so that's what that was all about.
That's what
That's
that
what
was all about. Yep.
yes. So if
But
any
you
of you
cannot
have family,
save them.
yeah,
Yeah.
you cannot save them, right? And if you
Mm-mm.
any of you got family members, that's why I said think about if it's not you personally, maybe it's from your in your within your family
Mm-hmm.
that somebody had dealt with that kind of behavior. Maybe it
Mm-hmm.
was your mom or your auntie or somebody
Mm-hmm.
that was married to a narcissist, and at that time during the 70s, 60s, 80s, or whatever, you didn't know what it
You
was
didn't know
about.
what it was.
But
Yep.
now that you are hearing more about it and you're doing a little bit more research, now you starting to put two and two together, and you like, oh, that's what that was all about.
Right.
That's why she was crying, or that's why, she never want him back, or whatever. You understand the whole
Yeah.
situation now. But like you said, Tisha, it is very, very hard to just jump out. One thing
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to understand, please do not dare say, for people who looking from the outside in,
Yep. Woo!
please do not say, girl, that wouldn't be me. If that was me,
Girl,
I wouldn't
listen.
be anywhere.
I
Please
had to
don't say
beg
that.
for forgiveness from a lot of thoughts I had in the past, looking at other women in
Come on,
situations of
girl.
emotional
Me too.
abuse, and thinking that I eat my words even to this day. Because when you actually are going through it, it's not that easy to say,
It's
I'm
not.
done. It's
It's not.
not.
Mm-mm.
It takes people years to get out of.
Mm-mm.
Because I'm gonna say this, there's no resources for relationships like that or recovery like that
Mm-hmm.
unless you're getting physical abuse.
Right,
But
right.
there's not a lot of resources. There's no centers you can go to,
Yeah,
for emotional abuse or narcissistic victims. There's nothing like that right now.
yeah,
Not to say they won't be. Maybe there's some being developing, but when you don't have the resources to get out, there's some
yeah.
situations where women can't leave because the person is doing all the finances.
Yes, yes,
You see what I'm saying?
yes.
And this has happened to me. They'll try to reach out to people on social media that your clients or your customers, and
Mm-hmm.
try to speak poorly of you.
Yeah,
There's many things that they're going to do whatever they can do to make sure that you're fully 1000% dependent on them, so you don't
mm-hmm.
have nothing.
Come on, come on.
Nothing. You got to fight for every dollar, every penny. That's their goal. That they wake up in the morning trying to figure out how
Yes, being
they
in
want to
control,
destroy and destruct
being
you.
in control.
Yes,
Absolutely. What
it's
my
not
girl
easy
say?
to see. Yeah, lip. Oh yeah, it's not clear cut like a busted lip or a black eye.
Right,
No,
right,
we can still function and go to work and do what we need to do throughout the day. But
right.
then even when there was sometimes where I would work and people would be like, one of the person I work with, he was like, something's wrong. I'm like, no. He's like, nah, something's wrong. But you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to say it. You don't want to talk about it because again, there is
I've
no
been
help
there,
for that. Yeah,
been there, especially at my church, and I'd be so heavy with it, but
yeah.
I don't know who to confide
To
in
confide in, yes, going to
because
help.
it's so heavy that that person may not be able to handle what I'm
No,
addressing.
that's right.
But there's
Or even
people
understand it.
or exactly even
Yeah,
understand it, and there's people will pick it up, they will pick it up from my facial expression and stuff,
yeah.
and they will sense it and within their spirit. It's like, girl, I understand, I
Yeah.
understand,
I've
you
had
know.
friendships that I tried to have while going through this situation
Hmm.
that they were like a shoulder to cry on, but they were also pulling from me.
Yes.
And that's not healthy, ladies. Like
No.
when you really want to console with somebody, like it's like you want to lay it all on the table without them pulling from you at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that's also not healthy. So just be careful, guys, who you open up to if they're not in a professional situation.
Amen. That's the
Mhm.
truth. Let's go to our second point. I told you I was gonna be deep.
And we spent like 40 minutes on this first point.
Okay,
Hope y'all ready.
okay. Yeah, but this
Yeah.
is so needed. It's so needed, y'all. It really is. So
Yeah.
our second point, ladies, is start over without starting from
From scratch.
scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let
Yeah.
me elaborate on that. So, of course, a lot of us queens, we believe that, because we believe because that they lost something, they have
Hmm.
lost everything.
Everything.
That's not
Yeah.
the case. That's really
Yeah.
not the case. But losing a job, let's talk about that very quickly. Losing a job, it's not about losing your purpose.
Yeah.
Because I get it. You know, you've been committed to a job and you've been faithful. You've been doing all
Mm-hmm.
of that, and you've been working with that company for a good decade or
Long
whatever,
time. Yeah.
right? And then when you find out that you got laid off or what have
Mm-hmm.
you, it
Mm-hmm.
really is a grieving moment for
Mm-hmm.
somebody. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So yes, but you know, losing money is not about losing your value either.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you lose the job, you're losing the money, you're losing the
Mm-hmm.
benefits and all those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also losing a relationship. It's not losing your future. Because God gonna bless you with more people. He's gonna bless you with a true healthier
Mm-hmm.
relationship. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every experience has taught us something valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Every experience. So you are not, beginning empty. You are not beginning empty, ladies. You are beginning wiser.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when life suddenly changes, guess what? When life suddenly changes, this what happened. A career ends.
Mm-hmm.
Right? These are just things I'm pulling out. Career ends, a marriage ends, children leaves home. These are just things that when certain things happen in your life that is beyond your control, or you try to save it or whatever, but it's just how it is with life. Children leaves home, finances decreases, friendships dissolve. This is what it is, right? These moments can become opportunities for you queens to rebuild stronger than before. So here's some
Mm-hmm.
practical steps for you to starting over. Reconnect with your identity.
Mm-hmm.
Reconnect with your identity. Remember who you are
Mm-hmm.
outside of titles and relationships. So that
Mm-hmm.
means you need to know who you is before
Mm-hmm.
you got married, before
Mm-hmm.
you got that career job.
Mm-hmm.
Who were you?
Mm-hmm.
And who you are now, who you are, and who you want to be, who you want to become. All right, so it's all about knowing who you are. And let me tell you, when you're going through this mental breakdown,
Mm-hmm.
again, we sometimes doubt ourselves, we doubt our worth
Mm-hmm.
and all of those things. But here's the thing, ladies, God did not doubt. He's not doubting you.
Mm-mm.
He knows
Nope.
exactly who you are. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
so important to reconnect with him so he can pour back into you to tell you who you are from
Mm-hmm.
his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So remember, I'm sorry, reconnect with your identity and remember who you are outside of titles and relationships. And also write down your gifts. Start writing down your gifts, your talents, your skills, your accomplishments, and dreams. And the reason why I say that, ladies, is because you need to see who you are, what you have achieved, what you have accomplished down through the years of your living on this earth,
Mm-hmm.
right? You need to be reminded of what God has poured into you and how you have served so many, how you have blessed so many, right? And it kind of helps stirs you up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so start doing that for yourself. Create a fresh vision. We talk about this all the time. Create a fresh vision. Set realistic goals for your
Mm-hmm.
spiritual, emotional, financial, and personal life. Celebrate small victories. I
Mm-hmm.
talked about that last week. You start celebrating small victories, ladies. Like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so proud of myself. Even if nobody else in the house don't celebrate, who cares? You celebrate it because it
Mm-hmm.
was something that it took a minute for you to really be consistent in that thing, and you went through, you did it, and you should be proud of yourself. Invest in yourself. Learn a new skill, ladies. Start learning how to walk in something, try something different. Don't be afraid, because now here's the thing, you are learning and you are redeveloping, and God is, he's remolding and reshaping you. So when
That's
he
right.
starts shaping you, guess what? There's going to be new skills, there's going to be new
Mm-hmm.
development, and new ideas that he's
Mm-hmm.
birth out of you. And you may already have a sense of seeing yourself doing certain things, and you've been wondering, how would that apply to me? Go ahead and take that art class. Go ahead and take that cooking class. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and start a new program and see how God starts birthing out these new skills and talents that you thought you never had. Okay. Read books that inspire growth.
Mm-hmm.
Read books that inspire growth. Find a book that really, really touches your heart in a way that can help you to start looking at life from a whole different perspective.
That's perspective.
Build supportive friendships. Start building supportive friendships, ladies, and seek counseling or coaching if needed.
If needed. Yep.
It's so important, ladies, that you start seeking counseling. It's so important to find someone that can really listen to you, right? That really has some empathy in their heart and really are compassionate with what you are sharing, right? Because this is very sensitive, it's personal, it's private, all those things. But you also need to, listen to what they're going to pour into you.
Right.
It's so important to have that. So let me ask this question: if fear were removed today, if fear did not exist today, what new beginning would you embrace?
Mm. Mm.
If fear did not exist today, what new beginning would you embrace? What would you tackle on? What would you go ahead and make it happen? What would you do to say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start this doggone
That's
business.
right. What would you finally start doing?
And go ahead and open up a new program. I'm going to go ahead and start investing. I'm going to go ahead and, if fear was not existing today, what new beginning would you embrace? Think on that. Go ahead, Tisha.
I want to ask y'all a question. Are you starting over or are you making room? For me, I did not think about starting over. That word starting over did not come in my head. Like, oh God, I got 5 kids. I got to start all over again. No. I was like, Lord, thank you for allowing me to make room. Yeah. Because for those of you who've been in situations, whether it was a relationship, a business situation, or a job, there were certain things you did in that situation that you didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Or you didn't feel like doing.
You didn't feel like
there's certain things that you've done that made you feel so disgusted and so worthless that now that you're not in that situation, you don't do anymore.
Right.
For me, that's my biggest reward. And I'm just being really transparent right now.
Sure.
When I think of all the things that I had to do that I didn't want to do, all the activities that I was involved in that I was like, no, I don't want to do this, but I did it just so I don't hear this person's mouth or having to, go through silent treatment for 2 weeks or anything like that. And I did it just to get by, but I didn't want to do it. Now that you're not in that situation no more, you've made room now. So that's my biggest flex out of everything is I literally look in the sky and I said, thank you, Lord, because I don't got to do this no more. I got to do that no more. I got to do this no more. I got to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in these situations, there's a lot of things we do, especially as women, that makes us feel worthless. That makes us look in the mirror at ourselves and feel like disgusted. Like, why did I do that?
Why did I do that?
You know what I'm saying? Because the influence of whoever in your life or whatever situation you're in that's toxic, the manipulation that's involved does convince you to say, well, let me just do this just so I don't get no repercussions later on. Well, you still want to always get a repercussion anyway.
Yeah.
So when you remove yourself or have something, I always call it healthy distancing, now you're thinking back like, man, oh God, okay, they can argue with you today, but hell, thank God you don't got to go back in that room with them or back in that situation with them. You're like, yes, I made room now for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you guys right now, you guys probably have not made room for you ever.
Yeah.
And not just buying things for yourself, thinking for yourself, making decisions for yourself, acting on your own behalf.
On your own behalf, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. It's almost to the point where it's like I'm happy now. I don't gotta make excuses for people.
There you go.
I can just walk in the room, just me. Walk me and my kids, just me. So I never looked at it as starting over or it was a loss. I looked at it now, Lord, thank you. Thank you. Because now I got all this room and all this space and all this everything.
Yep.
That I have opened the room up for. So that's my biggest takeaway from it.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. I mean, for me, Lord have mercy. Ooh, I got a whole lot, but I ain't gonna go take that much time. But
that'd be another show.
Girl, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to really forgive myself, and that's ladies, we got to learn to forgive ourselves, because here's the thing: when a narcissist come into your life, whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it's professional or whatever, you're not going to see the signs. You're not going to
Mm-mm.
see it because they're not going to showcase the real them.
You can't see the signs
Yeah,
because if you even research it, you got to get to know a person first in order
exactly.
to. It's really how they move,
Yeah.
how they act, and sometimes that takes a year or make 6 months
Yep.
to a year for you to say, "Wait a minute." It takes a few
Mm,
situations
yeah.
to
Yeah.
come up. But go ahead.
Absolutely. You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, you're not going to pick it up instantly.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And especially if it is intimate relationship, that person is he's going or she's going to observe you. They want to,
Yep.
they're going to, ask you the general questions. What is your favorite flower? What do you like to eat? Or whatever it is, just to start, using that as their, like as Leticia said, as that carrot
Mm-hmm.
that you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna easily grab hold of it because that's your weakness. That is your okay.
Yeah, but here's where the chameleon side come in. Remember what I told y'all? The
Right.
chameleon it can turn
Absolutely.
shapes, turn
Yeah.
colors. In
Mm-hmm.
the beginning, they love everything you like. They like that movie, Coming to America. Whatever you like, ooh, they ooh 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 all day long. Everything you like bowling, they like bowling. You love tennis, they love tennis. You love sushi, they love sushi. All the things you love, they love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Until one day you turn around, why are you going out all the time? Why are you eating that? That's for you. You uppity. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like this. It's that
Yep.
chameleonism.
Yep.
So
Yep.
eventually the mask comes off, but it comes off in small sections. It may
Oh,
be
it
a little
does.
piece here, a
Yeah.
little piece here, a little piece
Oh,
here,
yeah.
until it's like, hello, here I am. You're like,
Yep.
oh, no, no, you got to go now.
Yep.
But by then, you done been 20, 30 years in.
Yep.
You got house, car, kids, all this
Yep.
stuff going
Yep.
on.
Oh,
You,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And the thing that's crazy too, they use all of that against you because when
Mm-hmm.
you finally recognize and realize what you're dealing with, and you really want to get out of it, then like they like, I wish you would. I will destroy you, or I would do this. I would do A, B, C, D, all of
Mm-hmm.
that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's again, like I said, for me, it was something that I had to just like, Lord, help me to forgive myself because
Mm-hmm.
I should have known better. Because as you
Mm-hmm.
were saying, Tisha, like, we were the ones looking outside, from outside looking in. You said you would never be that person. I would never be the one. I wish nigga would. I wish this son of a what would, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Because you know them for who they are now.
Right, right,
But we
right.
can't really turn around and say, "Oh, I wish to have known better." You wouldn't have known better.
You wouldn't have
If
known
a
better.
person is wearing a certain mask, if they're presenting themselves, you're meeting their representatives,
Yeah.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know no better because we only see what's in front of us.
Yeah.
So I don't want anybody to have that level of regret of saying, "Oh, I should have known." You wouldn't have known.
Mm-hmm.
They make it so impossible to know.
Yeah.
That's why they're good at what it's why it's a demon. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
devil fools people.
Yeah. And
That's
here's the
what he
thing too.
does.
Here's the thing too. From a minister's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
um, of course, I was raised in the church, all that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had family or people in the background tell me, like, when you have dreams, God will reveal certain things
Yes,
to
he
you in
would.
dreams. He does reveal some things to you. He knows how
Amen.
to connect to you just to try to
The
heal something.
dreams I've had.
Yeah, I had dreams, of him wearing all black. If you ever
Mm-hmm.
see somebody wearing all black,
Mm-hmm.
that's evil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. That's not a designer outfit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Dolce Gabbana. They ain't no
Mm-hmm.
Valentino. None of that. That is a evil spirit that lives
Spirit.
on that human being, on that person. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not once. Maybe God will bring it to your attention several times just to let you know, beware. If you're not committed already, run away. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't don't walk. Just run away because that
Mm-hmm.
person is no good.
Mm-hmm.
God knows the heart of man.
Mm-hmm.
We just being introduced to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
God already knows the heart. And
Mm-hmm.
if he loves us so much, he doesn't want us to get entrapped by that
Mm-hmm.
poison or by the clutches of that spirit. So he will bring it to our attention.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know no better, okay, you're gonna get locked in there. You're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
locked in there. Again, for me, I had to learn how to vocalize my voice properly, and as opposed to like defending myself, which I had that right to do.
Mm.
But I also had to learn how to speak against that spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's the
You
weapon of
can't
warfare.
handle it now. Let me tell you,
It,
that spirit is that's a demonic spirit, y'all.
yeah, it is.
It's a what's the, oh Jesus, it's a Python spirit. It's like a snake. And if
Mm-hmm.
you gotta get deep, I don't want to get too deep with it, but it's a spiritual
It
warfare.
is.
It's very deep. And
Mm-hmm.
those kind of spirits, a Jezebel spirit, definitely
Mm-hmm.
there's a
Mm-hmm.
Jezebel spirit in there,
Mm-hmm.
because Jezebel is about manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those type of spirits, you cannot fight
You
your own.
can't. Yep.
That's why it's always that argument and you don't win.
Don't
Even if you
even.
try, you got the
Yep.
receipts. Like we said earlier, you got the receipts, you got the everything to back up what you're saying. But they will keep fighting you and threatening you over and over and over until you can't say nothing else.
Nothing
Until you
else.
are exhausted, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Till you exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of those kind of spirit you cannot fight. God
You
has to
can't.
be the one to fight that for you.
That's right. You can't fight it. I'm telling you. That's why I said earlier, don't try to save them and you. You save you.
Yep.
You get yourself together.
Yep.
And that's all you can do.
That's all you
Yeah.
can do, Queens.
It
That's
is. It
all.
is, and nobody can tell me it is a evil, evil, low down, evil spirit. I'm telling you,
My
because you
gosh.
mentioned dreams. I've had dreams recently of
Mm-hmm.
like the person coming to me like all saved and everything, and then the next minute,
Yep.
right back. And that
Yep.
was literally God telling me, "Don't trust.
Yep.
They're always going to be who they are."
Yep. Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we leave a little crack open, we leave a little door open. All right,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
no,
Yeah.
the rubber band, they go right
Come
back.
on.
They snap right back into
That
place,
snapback. Yes,
and
child.
that snapback is traumatic. I had a friend that's went through the same thing with his ex and everything, same exact situation,
Wow.
and then turned around the next week. Oh, this person called me. I was like, see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They only sometimes they only do something so that way you can do what they want to do, and then when you did what they want to do, they come right back around
Yep.
and be the same person.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's get to our last point, ladies,
Mm-hmm.
before we close out. We do have what's news after that, so just go ahead and end this very quickly. Our third point for tonight, ladies, is build an unshakable life
Mm-hmm.
that can withstand
Then the
future
storms.
storms.
Amen.
Okay, because ladies, you going we no matter how far we get in life, you're going to come across some storms. Not just this particular storm that we've been talking about, but there's other storms that comes with life. So
Mm-hmm.
challenges will come. Let's make it
Mm-hmm.
clear, ladies. You're not exempt from it. Jesus
Mm-mm.
said in His Word, you're going to have trials and tribulations. Be
Mm-hmm.
ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but take heart. I have overcome the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so get excited about that, but you will have some trials and tribulations. So the goal is not to avoid storms, but to become stronger
Yep.
because of them,
Of the storm become stronger because of it. Yep.
because of those storms. Look how far we come. Thank by the
Yep.
grace of God, by the
Yep.
grace of God. Because I know Leticia can agree. There was some times, girl, you just wanted to just throw that white towel in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And just and
That
go right
flag,
and go right back to Egypt.
girl.
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying? So we do that sometimes, just like they did in the wilderness. We might as well just go back to
go
Pharaoh.
back, go
Let's
back.
go back. At least I knew what to expect. I knew what corners.
Yeah.
People. I mean, it's an old saying. They be like, "Well, the devil is better." No, it ain't. I'd
No,
rather be by myself than know any devil.
girl. I know
Mm-mm.
I threw my white towel in the ring so many times
I
and tried
flung
to.
my towel in the air, child. I said, nope. I'm done.
But God, He just throw it right back at me. He's like,
I'm done.
my grace is sufficient. He'll get me through. What my girl say here? She said, "This is so good. I gotta." What she say? I gotta check
Gotta
my
catch
money.
it.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, Karen, you didn't schedule your call yet, girl. Check your email. Yeah, but it's like when and I was just having this conversation with somebody this morning. When we get tempted, like this times we do get tempted to go back. And I said, child, I got tempted. And I said, Lord, thank God, because I'm like, ain't gonna be worth it if I do go back. Ain't
yeah,
ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
about that was worth it?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay,
Yeah. For
please.
sure. For sure. So,
Hmm.
ladies, again, again, like we're saying about the storm, the goal is not to avoid the storms, but to become stronger because of them.
Hmm.
So we have experienced, lasting peace. Well, yeah, lasting peace. Intentionally develop habits that protect your minds, your emotion,
Hmm.
your finances, and your spiritual
Hmm.
life. So rather than reacting emotionally to every challenge that we deal with, ladies, we got to respond with wisdom.
Hmm.
Okay, we gotta be a little bit more, more knowledgeable here,
Yeah.
right?
I
So
will also add wisdom and
sure.
understanding that you can
Yes.
only change the things that you have the power to change, and that is you.
Yeah.
So have that wisdom, have that understanding, and keep it moving.
There you go. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So here's are the four strong foundations, ladies: your emotional, your mental foundation, your financial, and your
Hmm.
spiritual foundation.
Hmm.
Now, for your emotional, very quickly, practice forgiveness without reopening harmful doors.
Mm. Mm.
Practice forgiveness because it takes a lot. I'm telling you, God is dealing with me right now, because in order for me to move forward in life, what God has for my life, I gotta forgive, man. I gotta
Hmm. You
forgive.
gotta. You have to
And
forgive
it's
them.
not easy. It's
It's not.
not. It's not easy, but I know I have to do something. I
Hmm.
can't, even if, you know you, how can I put it? I don't hate. No, I don't.
Mm.
But I remember. And
Hmm.
if it's still currently going on in my face, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed
Yeah.
because like, how stupid are you? How old
Yeah.
you're too old for this bull junk, and you
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
continue to do the same stuff.
Yeah.
But again, I can't continue to allow that to fester in it, because
You can't.
it's just gonna build more bitterness.
And you know what I want to add to that?
Yeah.
If we really get into the word, it's almost like, and this is why I had to forgive this person. I
Yeah.
genuinely I pray for this person all the time. I had to forgive because I could be spend the next 20 years angry at these person or people. They can go to church one day and have a revelation and ask and repent.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
And let's say the next day Jesus come back. They'll go to heaven. I'll go to hell because I have all this anger still pent up in me. So I had to say in my mind, I ain't going to hell for nobody.
No,
So
I
let me
ain't
go ahead and
for nobody.
forgive and release all this and
Yeah.
take this as a lesson, a good lesson,
Yeah. Yep.
and
Yep.
rebuild my life and
Rebuild.
have joy and have fun and new experiences and everything. So when
Yeah.
I say what I say, I have no hate against
Yep.
anybody.
Yep.
I pray for this person. I pray for all the individuals that have gotten on my nerves, that have hurt me, done all
Hmm.
these things to me. Because at the end of the day, we want people to be good people, whether
Yeah.
they want to or not. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, too, even though we have gone through some stuff that didn't feel good, it was very
Hmm.
hurtful and
Hmm.
painful, all those things, of course. But look how it reshaped us
Saved us. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
become more stronger, more
Hmm.
wiser, more
Know our
resilient,
worth.
all those things.
Yeah.
It has birthed out the warrior of me, person, like I said,
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
It has really birthed that out, because I'm taking a stance. I'm not going to allow you to keep walking over me like that. I'm
Yeah.
not going to allow
Yeah.
you to bully me like that, or
Yeah.
manipulate me like that. No, 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 no. I don't
Mm.
deserve that. And I would say that I
Yeah.
don't deserve
Deserve that.
that.
For me, I finally, these past 2 years, I finally realized my worth.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was big for me, was
Yeah.
knowing that I'm a worthy person and I'm worth it and I know my value, I know who I am and
Yeah.
all the things. That was my biggest revelation out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we're going to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, something that we're going to learn. So ladies, again, just start practicing forgiveness. Ask God to help you, and that's a daily practice, of course, and he will guide you through that, because he
Hmm.
knows how deep your heart, is so full of pain and all of
Hmm.
those things, right?
Hmm.
So allow yourself to, ladies, to grieve at
Hmm.
while you're continuing to move
Mhm.
forward.
Yeah, while you continue to rebuild, you could do some great things while you're grieving, and still while
Yeah.
you're going through grieving a relationship or a situation.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Mm-hmm.
still build, you can still grow. Sometimes we
That's
think, I used
right.
to say this too. I used to say this to myself. The only way I'm going to be able to heal is once I get out of the situation. No, you could be in the situation
You could be
right
in the
now,
situation. Yep.
on the way of getting out, and still be your best you
Be
ever.
your best you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the truth. I mean, because think about other things in life that people have lost.
Hmm.
Of course, losing someone in particular, you lost a loved one. Yeah, you
Hmm.
hurt, you grieve, but you still got to move on. Or
Yeah.
if it's a job loss,
Yeah.
God, you were committed to that job, all those things, but you grieve that too.
Hmm.
But you got to move forward. So
Hmm.
again, it applies the same thing when it comes to relationships or what
Hmm.
have you. You've been broken, all those things. You got to go ahead and move forward. So
Forward.
give yourself that grace to
Hmm.
grieve. Give
Hmm.
yourself that grace to grieve. Also, choose healing over bitterness. As I had just
Yes.
mentioned about myself, choose
Yes.
healing over bitterness.
Yes.
Start asking God, Lord, heal me from the inside out,
That's
because
it.
He knows the depth of how deep that bitterness
Yeah.
is.
Uh,
He knows.
yeah.
I'd be surprised myself. Like, I'm still holding on to that,
Yeah.
Lord. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, so choose that. Choose healing. It's so refreshing when you start to make that choice. These are
Right.
choices to make, ladies. That if you
Yeah.
want things to be better for you coming season, you don't want to go back to the same stuff. You're gonna have to make some very hardcore decisions.
Yeah.
It's going to be hurtful, but it's going to be very beneficial for you later on, especially if you have kids involved, or if
Mm.
it's someone like a dear friend or friendship or whatever it may be. You got to start making some serious hardcore decisions. Now
Mm-hmm.
let's talk quickly about the next foundation, which is your mental.
Mm-hmm.
Guard what you watch.
Yeah.
Guard what you watch,
Yeah.
what you hear, and
Yeah.
allow into your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so keep away from stuff that's going to trigger you, because this is all about triggers. This is all
Mm-hmm.
about triggers. If you know the person, they, even if it's your sibling,
Mm.
they may say something, and it may cause a little disturbance in your spirit, based on what you're hearing. you know you know Learn how to guard that. There's nothing, I love you, cuz I love you, sis, or whoever, but I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to
I don't
add
want to
to
go
it.
there.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they just being nosy.
Yeah.
They're being nosy or what have you. Also, ladies, replace worry with gratitude.
Yes. Yes.
Start learning how to say, you know what, God, I'm grateful that you have blessed me with this space, that I can be able to, do more now. I'm grateful for my children or whatever. Learn how to do that instead of complaining with that worry.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because yeah, the threats coming, the bull junk is happening. It's going to happen. But again, we got to learn how to just block that with gratitude, right? So focus on solutions instead of the problems.
Uh.
You see the problems, you know what's going on, but start focusing on a remedy, or on solutions. Okay, so let's talk about the financial foundation. Create a budget. Now, we talked about this before. Create a
Yeah.
budget. Build an emergency savings plan, even if it is a small one.
Mm-hmm.
Learn additional income producing skills. Avoid making emotional financial decisions, because when you are
Mm-hmm.
emotionally overwhelmed, you're going to make some crazy
Mm-hmm.
crazy stuff decisions. Because sometimes, for some people, when they are emotionally spent, people go ahead and spend money going shopping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's like their drug. They
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and
Yep. Yep.
buying stuff for no reason. They don't need to buy all that stuff, but that's what people do. So you gotta, if that's something that you deal with, then you need to make some changes there. When it
Right.
comes to your spiritual foundation, pray before reacting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take that moment and just say, "Woosah," whatever. Say, "Lord, help
Yeah.
me now.
Yeah.
Help me now." Study scripture consistently. Get back into your word. Start finding those scriptures. Meditate on those
Mm-hmm.
scriptures. Stay connected to positive, faith-filled community. That's the next thing. Stay connected to positive, faith-filled community. It's so
Mm-hmm.
important to build a community of people that can feed life to you, that can really
Mm-hmm.
help you grow. Okay, and trust that delays are not denials.
Yes, that's true.
Trust that delays are not denials,
Yep.
ladies. Go
Yep.
ahead, Tisha. Go ahead.
Yeah. like you said earlier, there's always going to be storms. There's always going to be some situation that pulls you, makes you feel like, let me say this, makes you feel like you're being pushed back. But
Yeah.
just like you would, like, whenever you're in like a plane crash or whatever, and they tell you, put on the oxygen mask, or if you're about to jump off a plane, put on your
Yeah.
parachute packet or whatever. Get your protection on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know that somebody's going to come at you, you know who they are. They're going to come at you with saying something stupid.
Yeah.
Get yourself spiritually protected, mentally protected. I
Mm-hmm.
firmly feel that if we focus all of our efforts
Mm-hmm.
on building up our emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
we will not react so much.
True. True. True.
I
True.
sit back and I think about all the times that I just reacted and reacted and reacted and just went crazy.
Yeah.
It was the point one time my mom was staying with me for a while, and she saw me just go irate at some
Mm-hmm.
situation that happened,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
she didn't know what to do. She was like, "Oh my God, Leticia, I've never seen you like that before."
Mm.
People can get you to that level where you're just a totally different person. But it's, again, when we think it to now, ladies, I want y'all to really focus on building up your emotional intelligence, so that when storms come, when arguments come, you know how to
Yeah.
respond instead of react. You become unshakable, unaffected,
Yep.
you know and
That's the
even
goal.
if
That's the
even if
goal.
a person, like, even now, I know there's a person in my life that's just revving up to do something wrong to me. I already know.
Mm-hmm.
I look at God and I say, Lord, I know
Yeah.
you going ahead of me. I already know you going like a
Mm-hmm.
1,000 steps ahead of me. So I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We get so worried about what this person's going to say, what this person's going to do, and what they're going to, it is what it is. We just got to continuously build ourselves up, heal, get
Mm-hmm.
in, pray, and just live our lives and do what we need to do to be good people.
That is just so. Oh, whew, go ahead, preach,
Yeah.
girl. Yeah, it's the truth. You got to learn how to truly just keep going, keep pursuing, and don't worry about the person's attitude or how they're going
Hmm.
to present themselves and all those things. Don't waste your energy over that. Start
Right.
focusing on new things.
Because we serve a big God. I don't
That's
know
it.
if anybody else
That's
feel
it.
that
And
way.
that's what he wants us to do. He
But
wants us
we
to
serve
start
a big
thinking.
God, and God is bigger than anything that you're going through. God is bigger than that person, and you that just getting on your nerves.
Yep.
Okay, that
Yeah.
person is a little speck on his globe,
Hmm.
compared to who he is. So we need to just scale back a little bit,
Absolutely.
and get our healing
Yeah.
on.
You're right.
Yeah.
Got to scale back and just go ahead and just start reminiscing on the goodness of God and
Mhm.
just know how much He has kept you. And even when things were crazy, but yet God still blocked some things
Mhm.
from happening in
Mhm.
your relationships too.
Mhm.
Thank Him for that.
Mhm. Mhm.
That thank God that my story is not like my neighbor's story,
Mhm.
what have, because there's somebody that's going way worse or dealing with way worse than what we're dealing with, and all of that. But regardless, we just got to go ahead and, build this foundation that is unshakable, unmovable, right?
Mhm.
And just go and enjoy life and not worry about those storms that are coming.
Exactly. And I was on social media the other day and I saw a post. So, because I used to say, "Why me, Lord? Why am I going through this? Why is that? Why me?" And a
Yeah.
person posted, "God puts us through storms so we can help somebody else get out of one, so that
Mm-hmm.
somebody else knows the way out."
Yeah.
Maybe you are that beacon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you are that light tower. I grew up on Long Island. We had a light tower, and all the ships
Sure.
knew that land was
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you ladies who are watching, me and Twonta, we're definitely that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm telling you, 10, 5 years from now, there's going to be a viewer or somebody come in one of our inboxes and say, "Hey, yo, I'm going through this, that, and the third." And we're going to tell them the way out, because
Mm-hmm.
we got out.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, you're not just doing this for you. I say this all the time, Tisha. You ain't
Yeah.
doing this for you.
No.
You've been through this hell. You've been through over 20, almost 30 years of hell.
Mm.
Okay, just so if another woman come along and say, "Listen, I trust me, I know the way out, and
Mm-hmm.
I can share it and be a blessing to somebody else." So again, ladies, don't take nothing in vain.
No.
You
No.
know, don't take nothing you go to through in vain. Please don't.
Mm-mm.
If you
Mm-mm.
survived it, you be all right.
Yeah, Lord. Yeah, Lord. Listen, ladies, I hope this was a blessing to you. I hope this came right on time for you all. Again, this was very deep. And, again, my heart, I pray for you queens out there because I know there's so many going through a lot. There's so many that's dealing with
Mm,
a heavy weight of issues and situations
mm,
right now, especially with the economy, the way how things are
mm,
going right now, and especially how things are going over the world,
mm,
with the storms and fires and
mm,
these other things that's
mm-hmm.
happening. It's one thing after the next. It's a
Yep. A
it's a
whole
whole
lot.
lot. But there is sunshine on the end of that darkness.
There is.
There
There
is a
is.
light on the other side of that. So you continue to look for that and pursue that.
Mm-hmm.
In spite of what's surrounding you. Because here's the thing, God is covering you. He is
Yep.
covering you and your family, your children, all of those things. And what God has for you, you go ahead and
It's for
start
you.
working towards that. Okay. You see
Mm-hmm.
yourself accelerating in something this coming season, go ahead and make that happen. Go ahead and start doing that. So by the end of this year, you will be so proud of yourself that you did not allow that storm, that problem, or whatever you stopped you or slowed you down. You had a goal and you finally completed that goal before December 31st of 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You could do some
So
big things before
some
then. Yeah.
big things,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So now we conclude. We're going to get ready to move on to our next thing, y'all, and that is what's news. What's news? What's news? We have this piece here. I didn't even get a chance to see it, Therese, but yeah, what's news is a segment where we put a spotlight on those individuals who are doing some wonderful, great things across the world. So yes, our girl Therese has posted something for us to check out,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we're going to go ahead and take a look at it right now.
Let's take a
Therese, you got
peek.
it? Yeah, let's take a peek at it. This is Alabama. It says Alabama. Oh, she didn't got it yet. Okay, let me write.
Alabama. My brother's in Alabama. Awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He lives
Mm-hmm.
there? He
Yeah.
lives there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Frisco
wonderful.
City.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is Alabama students turn $1 into
Wow.
thousands through school entrepreneurship challenge. Now, I
That's
like
amazing.
this. The challenge began with 24 students who were given $1 in 7 days to generate at least $100.
Wow.
Now that is something. A group of high school students from Alabama transformed a $1 investment into profitable businesses during a week-long entrepreneurship
One
challenge.
dollar.
$1, girl, demonstrating how creativity, community connections, and determination can outweigh access to startup capital. Their experiences are featured in the documentary Learn to Earn, a student's journey from $1 to $100 according to Entrepreneur. The Entrepreneurship Challenge began in February of 2024, so this is a while ago, which approximately two dozen students were each given $1 and
Wow.
7 days to generate at least $100 through legal business ventures. The
Wow. He
exercise,
said legal.
yes, legal
I'm
business,
sorry.
baby.
I'm sorry. I
Okay.
had to make that point. Wow. That's
Yes,
funny.
the exercise encourage participants. Now you got to say it, girl, because you know the streets now.
That was a disclaimer.
Okay, they gotta make that plain. Okay. The
Lord
exercise
Jesus.
encourage participants to identify opportunities in their communities, develop customer relationships, solve problems with minimal financial resources, rather than relying on traditional startup funding.
Right.
Um, what else? Okay, among the participants was Derek Ramsey,
Oh,
who
okay.
who launched a pressure washing and auto detailing business
Oh, that's
after
good.
reconnecting with local business owners who had previously met through his school's entrepreneurship program. Ramsey
Wow.
he earned $2,065 during the challenge while balancing his academic responsibilities.
Wow. So he
He
did still
said,
did all his schoolwork. That's good.
"Yup,
Mm-hmm.
for myself, I really got to see the community coming together. It was just great." Another student, Alexis Jordan, surpassed the challenge's financial goal
Go ahead, mama.
by cleaning churches and local businesses while selling Kool-Aid
Oh,
flavored
that's good.
pickles.
Oh, black folks love the Kool-Aid now.
Okay, Kool-Aid flavored pickles, a snack that
Ew. I'm
quickly.
sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, sweetie. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I heard Kool-Aid and then you said flavored pickles. I was
Girl,
like,
that's
oh
all
no.
over social media. If you haven't seen it, it's all
I
over
am
social
not
media.
eating those at all.
They take pickles and no, it's not even pickles. It's the pineapples.
Oh,
That's what it is.
pineapples. Got
But
it. Got it.
yeah, but she doing pickles,
Oh, that's
but
gross.
others are doing pineapples. They buy
Wow. I saw
the
the
jar,
pineapples. Yeah.
the pineapples, and they
Yeah.
get the Kool-Aid, infuse it, and and add
Well,
some
that's all that high blood pressure. Jesus.
girl. She said
That,
a snack that quickly attracted customers in her area. She said it's weird, but a lot of
it
people bought
very.
them. Everybody bought them, she said. So she's like, hey, it
Shoot, I
worked.
ain't mad at us. Listen, 'cause
Okay.
it goes to show just because a certain person may not like some, maybe a million people that
Yes.
will.
Yes. So the challenge's impact extended well beyond the initial competition. Ramsey now teaches
Mm.
physical education while continuing to operate his business. Peer pressure. Jordan founded Blended Threads LLC to
Mm.
promote awareness of juvenile diabetes.
Oh yes.
Published a children's book,
Oh,
Why Did Diabetes Pick Me? Wow.
oh my God! Today, go ahead.
Wow. And regularly shares her experience living with the
Why did
disease.
diabetes pick me?
Yeah, shares her experience living with the disease through speaking engagements. Organizers said the project was designed to teach students practical business skills by
Right.
demonstrating that successful ventures can begin with limited financial resources.
Mm-hmm.
Participants said the experience reinforced the importance of persistence and recognizing unmet needs within their
Uh-huh.
communities, lessons they continue to apply long after the challenge concluded.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
this
nice.
is good. I
That
like
is a good
this.
challenge. All for $1.
Off $1, girl.
Wow.
$1. And
I
they are
still.
on YouTube. You can watch them.
Wow.
You can watch the Alabama students turn $1 into $100. Yes, Midland Institute for Entrepreneurship. Therese, if you can scroll, people can see that. And if they can scroll on that and they can find that on YouTube, they could probably watch that little episode there. But oh, this is so amazing.
This is really good.
And
Really, really good.
this is a great
Great story.
great story to share with teenagers today. Kids that
Yeah.
are, because school start for some people now for this month in August. Some people start
Yeah.
now early, but for the remainder of school students, they start in September after Labor Day. But
Mm-hmm.
this is something that definitely need to bring into your kids' attention so that they can understand the value of a dollar. That you
Yep.
don't have to have thousands and thousands of dollars to start a business venture. That you can
Right.
what you already have and watch how God multiplies that. Okay.
Yep.
And
Starts with an idea.
yep, it starts with an idea. And even if it may sound crazy, like that pickle flavored Kool-Aid one,
I will walk right past that table, but hey,
okay. But if
somebody
she
else loves
sold
it.
it all, because
Yep.
you got people who would like stuff like that, there you
Yep. You tear it up.
go. Okay. Go ahead, Tish. This your ball game right here, girl.
Like I said, it all start. I cannot stress enough how much it just all literally is that
Yes.
simple. It starts with an idea. You
Yeah.
have an idea and you see that idea through until it yields results. That's it.
That's
Have
it.
an idea, stay consistent. We're talking about that idea. I was just telling one of my clients the other day. I was like, get excited
Mm-hmm.
about what you do. If energy is the best selling point, if you're excited about it, other people be excited about it too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I like
Hmm.
this article. That is so cool. Even though this was like 2 years ago when they started this, that's
It's still
okay.
relevant.
It's still fresh. It's still a great tool to use. And if there's teachers that's watching this replay, if you're teaching a class, especially when it comes to finances and stuff like that, this will be a great story to talk about, to share with your students, to give them some ideas as to how to really invest their dollars and all of those things. Did I just lose my girl? Did I just lose my girl? I think she left me. Oh, she coming back. But yeah, this would be a great teaching lesson to your students in the classroom. So they can get a understanding of the value of a dollar, because with these kids today, a lot of them are all about, I want the money and I want it now. I don't want McDonald's money. I don't want Chick-fil-A money. I want to make some serious money. But you got to really start from the bottom, so to speak. And you got to start with that. Now, these kids did an entrepreneur thing. They didn't go to McDonald's, honestly. They didn't do that. They came up with an idea. They came with an idea, and
that's
look how
amazing.
Far it came. Look how far it
and
grew.
The younger generation is I know they get told no a lot, but they still push through.
They push through.
I feel like as we get older, something about that word no, when we hear it one or two times, oh, that's it. No, keep going. Like, I think their goal, their main mission was to win. I think that was like prevalent in their minds. And they probably didn't care if people said no or I'm not interested. They just kept going. We get so wrapped up in, we gotta focus on the outcome. Yeah,
and I've seen a lot of videos.
Thanks,
a lot of reels on Instagram, where a lot of these kids are doing some phenomenal things.
Beautiful things.
They making meals. They sell it for $15 a pop. And there's one young kid who's a high school kid, and he makes these beautiful sweet treats. He gets the Rice Krispie treats.
Yes, I see that little white boy. That? Yeah, he's 16. Yeah, I watch his stuff. I be getting hungry too.
Girl.
When he be dipping in that chocolate. Yeah, but he's 16 and he does weddings, baby showers and stuff. And he's so young, and he just got a commercial kitchen now. He's doing delivery. So his stuff pops up on my stuff too.
I love seeing stuff like that. He enjoys doing it. It's not like a chore to him. This is his talent. This is what God had exposed for him to see, that this is something that could be a blessing to the community.
Amen.
And doing a great job. So, hey, if you got some kids out there that they want to be successful in some ways, or they just want to start, they want to learn about business, tell them to start with what they can do,
what they like,
and start monetizing that. And this is all about training, and they can see how that $1 can multiply to hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars, just by starting that dream and being consistent with it. And you will get the no's. I guarantee that pickle girl got some no's on that one, but she got a lot of yeses.
No's and nasty faces and everything. But they kept going. Consistency yields results, guys. It just does.
Thank you, Teresa, for this.
Thanks, Teresa. That was really good, love. That was really, really good.
So before we close out, y'all, we definitely want to tap on a little bit on our ebook. So Leticia, know about that. Go ahead.
This topic was about peace in the midst of chaos. If y'all want to take that more further, go ahead and download our ebook. She Still Stands. You want to definitely make sure you grab it. It's amazing. I'm going to reach out to those of you who've already grabbed it to get y'all testimonials on it. And listen, everybody's always talking about, how they've gotten through a storm. They survived through a storm. But there's not really that much out there that's talking about what to do while you're going in the storm. So go ahead and share this. Even if you're like, my life is amazing. Listen. Some always comes up, right? And this also could be a great gift for you to bless somebody else with. So go ahead, Therese, put the link in the comments for you guys. If you don't see it, just let us know that we can see the link directly, and make sure y'all grab your copy. All right?
Yeah.
Oh, we have 2 more episodes left, guys. 2 more episodes left of this season. Wow, this season went by fast.
It did.
Yes. So definitely join us next week.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to be ending this summer breeze, and we're going to be entering into the early
The
fall season.
fall. Yeah. I love the fall. I love the colors and everything.
All of that, yes. And
Yeah.
also, just to think, when I talked to you about it afterwards, Letitia, because we did it before. Well, we had talked a little bit about school, getting prepared for
Yes.
school and all those
Yes.
things. And I want
Yes.
to bring that back again, just maybe for a week or two, and then we could just proceed forward to something else. But I definitely just want to recap on that a little bit more, because a lot is going on with the kids and all those
Yeah.
things. Some good stuff, of course, but there's things that they need to be reminded and be aware of.
Right. You're totally right. You're totally right. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next week. Remember, love on your sister. Bye, guys.
Bye.